There's a new reduced fat spread that can bring a lighter touch to all your cooking, baking and spreading. New light blend from Stork.
Designed without compromise, tested without mercy. The new Renault 19 from £6,520.
Is that in your perm, he asked. I said no. Why? It feels so soft and bouncy. So I revealed my secret. It's all thanks to Elegance by L'Oreal, an amazing new conditioner designed specially for permed hair. How does it work, he asked. Elegance is incredible, I told him. My hair's so soft, and yet my perm looks like new. You're really lucky, he said. I replied, you're the lucky one.
New Elegance softens your hair without relaxing your perm.
I'm General Accident. Now, about inflation. When you renew home insurance, you expect your premium to go up, right? But with GA's new home insurance policy, if you don't make a claim, your premium can actually go down by as much as 20%. That's not hot air, that's a promise.
You want to run through that again, General?
No.
Insure today the GA way with a no-claims discount home insurance policy.
2 minutes, Angie. Crikey! Well, here goes! Ow! Come on, we'll have to be quick. They're raising the drawbridge. Oh. I'm at the top now. Keep going. Keep going? Geronimo!
I bet she drinks Carling Black Label.
Ah,
I bet they do.
your best bet for a fuller flavour.
Carling Black Label.
Trusted with another man's savings is not to be taken lightly. For it is not just coins or pieces of paper he is asking you to insure, but his very sweat and toil. It is perhaps because we think like this that more and more people's savings are now growing with us. The Royal Bank of Scotland, where people matter.
Now, before the news, a quick look at your nightclub programmes for tonight. Adam Faith is Gordon Shade in Shady Tales at 11:35, starting off. American Chat Show host Donahue is back at 11:50, talking to Deborah Murphy. Our film at 12:50 stars David Niven, John Hurt and Topol. Before Winter Comes takes us up to Crazy About the Movies, and following 60 Minutes before Job Finder and the early morning news from ITN about Britain. These, your nightclub programmes tonight. You're watching HTV West. Now we join Alistair Burnett and Sandy Gall at the ITN studios in London for the news at 10 o'clock.
Mrs. Thatcher tells Europe, I've only just begun to argue. Mr. Ron Todd keeps his union unilateralist. The double agent, there's a double explanation. The ghost of Chappaquiddick comes to haunt Edward Kennedy. And McEnroe survives from 2 sets down. Good evening. The Prime Minister is just back from the European summit in Madrid, saying she's conceded nothing to her critics. The French and Germans insisted she had agreed to put the pound into a European monetary system, provided other countries gave up their exchange controls. She also agreed to another conference to prepare the way for a single European currency and a single central bank. But she said she could veto such ideas anytime. President Mitterrand of France said she was intransigent, but he said, "I'm used to her." Chancellor Kohl of Germany insisted it was a superb result in moving towards further European unity. The Spanish chairman, Senor Felipe González, apparently relieved there was no breakdown, just said, "Thank God for Mrs. Thatcher."
Mrs. Thatcher was claiming victory in Madrid this evening, but as her motorcade moved towards the final session this morning, a helicopter monitoring her progress every metre of the way, the other member nations were claiming victory too. It has been a difficult and tetchy summit. A conspiratorial-looking breakfast between the French and German leaders signalled the Franco-German solidarity against Mrs. Thatcher in the drive to economic union. Even as they gathered for the summit family photo, President Mitterrand had already attacked her. From Paris, French radio asked him, "Is Mrs. Thatcher a brake on European unity?" Yes, he said, without doubt, without doubt. Mrs. Thatcher was quick to strike back.
Well, it's a bit rich, isn't it? Someone who hasn't got freedom of capital movement and who hasn't abolished exchange controls and who wants to put more taxes on in order to do it, calling me a brake on Europe. He's scarce got into the car yet.
Such are relationships in Europe tonight. Mrs. Thatcher has won to the extent of preventing the other leaders from setting a timetable for monetary union, but the other leaders believe they have wrung from her Britain's commitment to eventual economic union, even to the extent of agreeing as they broke up to an intergovernmental commission to work on the details. The Germans, at their news conference later, produced the final document, Foreign Minister Genscher drawing attention to the relevant clause.
It is mentioned here.
The commitments were exactly as the Germans say they'd wanted. President Mitterrand was sceptical about Mrs. Thatcher's claims to victory, but she still felt free to condemn eventual union.
We really are the mother of Parliament, and Parliament is central. And, of course, central to Parliament itself is control over the executive as far as finance is concerned. So that goes to the heart of the Delors report.
Mr. Delors, the EC president, drafted his report with the governors of each of the 12 central banks. Tonight, both he and the summit host, Spain's Prime Minister Felipe González, dismissed Mrs. Thatcher's calls for still other proposals for monetary union. They were confident the whole process was, after today, still on track.
The only way to fulfill the economic and monetary union